Amelia, an adventurous thrill-seeker, found herself deep within the heart of an ancient forest one moonless night. With the darkness engulfing her, she felt an eerie sense of being watched. Undeterred, she continued her journey, relying on her flashlight as the only source of comfort. As she ventured further, the woods seemed to close in around her, the trees whispering secrets and ancient tales. Strange voices echoed in the shadows, sometimes soft and beckoning, other times angry and malevolent. The hairs on the back of her neck stood on end, but Amelia pushed forward, determined to quell her growing unease. As the night wore on, the forest grew more ominous, the noises around her escalating into a chorus of anger. Branches cracked under an unseen weight, and sinister shapes darted just beyond the edge of her light. She quickened her pace, her heart pounding in rhythm with the eerie sounds surrounding her. Suddenly, Amelia stumbled upon an ancient, weathered stone altar, standing amidst the twisted trees like a forgotten relic of a darker time. The air seemed to thicken, and an icy chill settled around her. The voices grew louder, taunting her, and the creatures emerged from the darkness with glowing eyes, their forms elusive and monstrous. Amelia's breath hitched in her throat as she tried to comprehend the nightmare unfolding before her. Fear clawed at her mind, but she couldn't tear her gaze away from the haunting figures surrounding the altar. The creature's eyes burned with a hatred that seeped into her soul. She backed away, the ground beneath her trembling as though the very earth was angered by her presence. The creatures closed in, their snarls and growls deafening in the night. Amelia knew she had to escape, but fear paralyzed her. Her flashlight flickered, its weak beam barely piercing the darkness. Panic engulfed her, and she turned to flee, but the creatures blocked her path, their eyes locked on her with predatory hunger. They were hurting her, driving her back toward the ominous altar. Desperation took hold, and Amelia screamed, her voice echoing through the forest like a desperate cry for help. But there was no one to hear her, no one to save her from the nightmarish ordeal. Tears streamed down her face, and she fell to her knees, pleading with the unseen forces. "Please, I don't know what you want from me. Let me go! I won't come back, I promise!" Her voice cracked, her heart torn between fear and determination. The voices seemed to laugh at her torment, the creatures circling around her like vultures closing in on their prey. The altar pulsed with an otherworldly energy, as if it hungered for her fear, feeding off her terror. Summoning every ounce of courage she had left, Amelia rose to her feet. She couldn't let them break her spirit. With a defiant glint in her eyes, she faced the creatures and their malevolent leader at the altar. "I won't be your plaything. I won't let fear control me," Amelia declared, her voice trembling but resolute. The creatures hesitated, seemingly taken aback by her newfound strength. The voices wavered, their sinister whispers faltering. The very atmosphere shifted, as if the forest itself acknowledged her bravery. In a burst of willpower, Amelia turned and ran, the creatures unable to stop her this time. She refused to look back, fearing that their haunting gazes might undo her newfound determination. Her breaths came in ragged gasps as she ran through the undergrowth, never once slowing down. Finally, she broke through the dense woods, emerging into an open field bathed in the silver light of the moon. The air felt lighter here, free of the oppressive malevolence that lurked in the shadows of the forest. Amelia collapsed to the ground, exhaustion and relief washing over her. The creatures had not pursued her beyond the woods, and the voices had fallen silent. She knew she had faced a darkness beyond comprehension and survived. As the first light of dawn painted the horizon, Amelia stood, her body weary, but her spirit unbroken. She knew she would carry the memory of that haunting night with her forever, but she also knew that she had faced her fears, confronted the anger that dwelled in the woods, and emerged stronger for it. From that day on, Amelia's friends and family noticed a change in her. She became bolder, unafraid of the challenges life threw her way. And every time she stepped into the darkness, whether it was figuratively or literally, she remembered the night in the woods. The night she stood up to her fears and found the strength to face even the darkest of nightmares.